Hello club makers and club fitters. What you're looking at here is the new AGCP Shaft Press. Some of you may call it a shaft puller, but we call it a press because it presses the head off just like a big press in a machine shop. Today we're going to take a driver apart with a graphite shaft. We've already taken the ferrule off to save a little bit of time, and we're going to show you how to use this machine. What we use here to pull the head off is a simple scissor jack, just like you've got with your automobile. Should have one in your trunk. Comes with the jack. Here's the jack. Comes with a crank that fits into the little hole here, and you can crank it up and down. We don't use it that way here. What we figured out is we can use a screwdriver. It takes a lot less time, a little easier to use, a little handier. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our head in. Here's our shaft force plate that fits, the shaft fits over here. This way we can pull the shaft out. Sits over the gap here where the clamp is. Put it in where the clamp is, slide your force plate over, slide your driver down in there like this, face pointing towards the inside of the puller, and then close your clamp. Give it a little twist, good firm grip, not coming off over there anytime soon. Then you take your jack, slide it in here. We set it right under this cylinder here. Notice the cylinder has a blue spring. That blue spring has 500 pounds of pressure. So that when you crank the jack up, as I will do here, you will notice that this cylinder rises and this screw on top pops up. You can twist this jack with your fingers very easily. Gets too hard for the fingers. Set your screwdriver in and crank, and I'll look from this side. Make sure our blue spring is compressing. Looks like about one more crank. There we go. If you'll notice now, there's no space between the jack and the cylinder. The blue spring is fully compressed. The screw is completely extended out of the top of the shaft press. We now have 500 pounds of pressure on this head. 500 pounds of pressure will ease this head off pretty easily. This is a benzomatic mini butane torch. You don't need propane for this, and we like to use the butane torch because it concentrates the heat right on the hosel and nowhere else on the head. Eliminates burning the head. And we get our torch going here. Old fumble fingers. There we go. And we lock it in. We got our blue flame. It's a pinpoint flame. You put it right on the hosel and move it up and down. Keep it in the hosel area. And as we move it up and down and it gets hotter, when it reaches a temperature to break loose the epoxy, this spring will start to go down and the head will come off. It's very simple, very easy to do. Move it around front and back. There it goes. Quick enough. The head is gone now. Easy enough. You can grab this with your fingers. You're not going to burn your hand. Easy enough. If it's a little tight, not quite all the way off, take your fingers, crank it off. Simple, easy. The head comes off. There's no scorch. It's not even so hot you could rub your hand over it. Wouldn't leave it on there too long. It is a little hot. But as you can see, easy enough to handle the head. No excess heat. You're not going to burn anything. If you've got those plastic inserts and that sort of thing, you won't need near as much of your chamois, wet chamois and wet cloth. A lot easier to get these off. And if you'll notice, we got plenty of room left from here to here. If you've got the Titleist or a bore through head, it'll pull it all the way off. All the way up to here. You got another 3 inches of pull here. This is your AGCP shaft puller. Now we used it with a 1.5 ton scissor jack, as you can see. Simple enough to drop it down with your fingers. Unscrews easily. This can also be used if you have a bottle jack around there to jack your cars up. You work on cars. Put a bottle jack in here, sets right under this cylinder. Same as that jack does. We're also working on a mechanism that's a mechanical screw type mechanism that sits right in here. It'll be extra It's actually a less expensive item if you buy it without the screw mechanism. We haven't completed yet, but it'll be a screw mechanism. You can put a socket wrench in here, crank it up, press that spring, does the same thing. But you can get these jacks. This particular jack I got at Walmart. I believe it was $17.95. Almost any Walmart has it. Your auto parts stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, Harbor Freight, Pep Boys, Advanced Auto. You get the idea. Anywhere they can sell a jack, you can pick up a jack. And I believe the bottle jacks are about the same price. But that's your AGCP shaft press. Very easy to use, very simple to use, very effective, and it'll pull any head you want to pull off there.